Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maze Madman, here. Different location, different YouTube channel, but same Maze Madman. This is episode 1 of Minute with the Madman. I'll be doing this. I'm supposed to do the show every Sunday, so expect it every Sunday. I know today is Monday. Yesterday, we were having some technical difficulties, but we are here. We are set. We are ready to go today. The topics are you saw the headline. You clicked on the video, you saw the headline. We're talking Josh Gattis going nuclear on a Michigan fan on the app formerly known as Twitter, the X app. Also, we will get into what he said about Michigan and possible violations. Is he Takashi 690 Jim Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines? Either way, that was Jim Harbaugh's Michigan Wolverines. It is now Sharon Moore's Michigan Wolverines football team. We'll talk about it though. Also, we'll get into some highlights from the combine, including those vile, disgusting, cesspool ridden fans of the other state university having negative things to say about JJ McCarthy. All of that. Be sure to drop your comments in the comment section. Like this video right now. Two people here. I need 2 likes. Like this video, share it on social media. Let's get some more people in here. Obviously, subscribe to the channel. Week 0. You see, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this video. I think we're at like 244. If we can get to 1,000 by the end of this video, that'd be amazing. Probably won't happen, but either way. Anyway, let's get to Josh Gattis. Josh Gattis, former offensive coordinator for the Michigan Wolverines, former I think he also was like that title they give to guys who are like the second in command, like assistant head coach or something like that. He was that for the Michigan Wolverines. You may remember Michigan finally broke through, and when I say broke through, I'm speaking solely about the other state university. And Michigan got that win in 2021. It's been like the catalyst for uh, everything that's happened since then, right? 2020 was really the catalyst. 2020 Michigan 2-4 season. We all know that. There were rumors about Jim Harbaugh being fired. Jim Harbaugh took a pay cut. Everybody knows that. Comes back the following year, uh, wins all of his regular season games except for against Low Bro Nim. Low Bro Nim got a we gave him a cookie. They took it. But that's neither here nor there. End of the season, Hassan Haskins runs all over the other state university. And at that time, Josh Gattis was the offensive coordinator for the Wolverines. Even at that time, there were people who were saying that that was not Josh Gattis's game plan, and he didn't have his fingerprints necessarily on that game or even that season, if we're being honest. But he was the offensive coordinator. I'm going to give him his respect and due as the offensive coordinator and for the game plan until proven otherwise. That said, Michigan's formula for beating that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus was kind of the ground rules were kind of laid that day, right? Run the football, play defense under whatever circumstances, and that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they were able to do. And the rest is kind of history, but you get the idea, right? Josh Gattis is that person. After that season, Jim Harbaugh flirted with the NFL again. No surprise. Josh Gattis thought that he would be next in line for the job, and at that time, he probably would have been. Who knows? And he didn't like the fact that Harbaugh came back pretty much. And let me not put words in Josh's mouth. He didn't appreciate that process. He leaves. He goes and joins, I think, Mario Cristobal in Miami. Miami has a dismal season, and he's fired. And then he joins Maryland the last couple of seasons. I think he's been replaced there too. But either way, that is how we got to this point. Now, the real crux of the situation is the NFL Combine. At the NFL Combine, a kid by the name of Xavier Worthy ran the all-time fastest time at recorded time anyway at the combine, a 4.21 blazing 40. He is out of Texas, but Michigan fans may remember in the class of 2021, I believe Xavier Worthy was committed to the Wolverines, and Josh Gattis was the main recruiter for Xavier Worthy. Had a great relationship with Xavier Worthy and his family. Um, no disrespect, because that's exactly what Josh Gattis was speaking out about in this Twitter rant, where he goes on about he's tired of the BS. And the BS, of course, is the rumor that had been circulating about Josh Gattis and having an inappropriate relationship with Xavier Worthy's mother. Now, I would show you a picture of Xavier Worthy's mother, but I'm a respectful individual. And let me take my word for it. Xavier Worthy's mother is worthy of having an inappropriate relationship. But that's not the point. The point is, Josh Gattis said it didn't happen. All right. And he let the world know just how he felt about that and other things regarding Michigan football. Of course, Michigan 2023 or 24, whatever year you want to say, national champions. They technically won it in 2024, but it was the 2023 season. I don't want to get bogged down with that. He was no longer the offensive coordinator for the Wolverines. They won the national championship. In fact, they got a little bit closer each year, right? Year one, I'm talking to 2021. It's not necessarily year one, not even necessarily year one for Josh Gattis being the offensive coordinator, but follow me. 2021, year one of the change, let's call it, or the process, let's call it. 2021, Josh Gattis is the offensive coordinator. It's that core system, that core, that fundamental mentality of run the football, play defense on the other state that got the win. All right. They follow that formula. Year two, got another big win over the other state, this time in Columbus. Followed that up with another trip to the college football playoff. This time they got a little closer in the semifinal round, but still lost to TCU in a game that they should have won. They were favorites to win. But we digress. We go back to the drawing board. We come back 2023, another beating of that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, this time back at the big house. 30-24. They were a little closer this time, but either way, they lost. That's what's important. They lost. And Michigan goes back to the playoff. This time, first round, Rose Bowl against Alabama, handles business. Of course, the rest is history. Win the national championship against Washington in dominant fashion. Now, Michigan had been dominant all season, but all of that to say, Michigan sent 18 players to the NFL Combine. 18 players got NFL Combine invites. It's a record number. Record number. The old number was 17, held by the 2019 or 2020 LSU Tigers. Michigan broke that, of course. Back to the story. Xavier Worthy was a Wolverine in 2021, committed to the Wolverines, was going to enroll early, except for his high school in Texas did not allow for early enrollment or for him to graduate early. So, in order to work around that, Xavier's mother enrolls him in online courses at the University of Michigan. He's still technically an early enrollee. However, there's a problem with the admissions, apparently. And this is what Josh Gattis spoke out. Josh Gattis said Xavier Worthy was not admitted into Michigan, and that was a Michigan admissions issue, and not the fact that rumor that has been permeating was the cause, right? And that rumor, of course, is he had an inappropriate relationship with a woman that I would probably have an inappropriate relationship if given the chance. But I digress. That's neither here nor there. I believe that Josh Gattis is right about this part, that Michigan's admissions was the hurdle that didn't allow Xavier Worthy to get into Michigan, because Michigan admissions have been notoriously difficult for transferring players, portal players, incoming freshmen, all of the above, right? It's Michigan. You know, I digress on that though. We got a comment. I'll get to it in just a second. Wink, wink. Yeah, shout out to Leo. Be sure to like the live if you haven't. Leo, share it with your friends. But yes, so Josh Gattis speaks out. He says this is BS, right? You're dragging my name through the mud. I did not have relations with that woman in my best Bill Clinton voice. Uh, and Michigan admissions is the reason that you don't have Xavier Worthy. Now, why this all even came up was because, of course, myself included, after Xavier Worthy ran that blazing time, I hopped on my Twitter fingers, or my X fingers now, which just doesn't have the same ring as Twitter, by the way. But Elon, if you're listening, anyway, my X fingers hop on and I say, man, as a Michigan fan, would be great to have had Xavier Worthy. Now, I, along with thousands of other Michigan fans, say something to that effect. Josh Gattis chose one of those fans and he responded. It was not me, unfortunately, because I would have loved for Josh Gattis to reply to me because I would have had other questions, mainly about the mom. But again, digress. Uh, and he goes on a rant. He says, this is BS. You're dragging my name through the mud. I said that part. He also alludes to Michigan breaking multiple NCAA violations, including having staff on campus during COVID. And apparently that wasn't allowed. Now, he did not go and provide any hard evidence, if you will, of this. He did allude to the writers at rivals.com having knowledge of said violations. And if they do, reach out to your boy. By the way, I'm in a group, BMF. Shout out to Zay and the rest of BMF. I'm in a group that includes a writer from Rivals, by the way. If that is the case, sir, let me know. But either way, once again, I digress. He says the writers know. He says that there were violations. And what do we do with this information now? As a Michigan fan, I would hope that my hope is that Josh Gattis is misremembering. Let me say that, because I don't want to say Josh Gattis is a liar or whatever, right? Because that's sticky territory too. And I don't want to diminish what he has to say just because he's no longer with the Wolverines. I'm going to be fair in that. That said, Josh Gattis unceremoniously left Ann Arbor. Josh Gattis has had to deal with these rumors on the internet for upwards of 3 years now. People saying exactly, what I discussed earlier in this video over and over. And I can understand how that can be frustrating. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying I believe him. Not saying he is not to be believed. But it is interesting. I will say that. Moving on to some better news for Wolverines and Wolverines fans. JJ McCarthy, Blake Corman. I'm sorry I don't have edits and stuff up right now. This is I promised my guy Ryan that I would do this. So I didn't, I wasn't fully prepared, but you're getting it. They did hook up. If I can get this banner out the way for 1 second. And of course I can't because whatever. There we go. They did hook up the Minute with Madman down there. Be sure to follow Week 0 everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Of course, subscribe to the channel. And I'm looking at the subscriptions. We are not quite at 1,000. So let's get that up. 1,000 subs going. Anyway, JJ McCarthy went out and he looked good in my estimation. There were some haters on the internet because haters are gonna hate, right? We know that's just what it is, especially those haters that come from a certain city in Ohio. that root for a team in a certain city in Ohio. Let me say that they had a lot to say about JJ. One person broke it down, said he missed some, however many balls he overthrew, he underthrew, all of the things that they would say, all of the things that a hater would say about the rival team. That said, I thought JJ looked good. Roman Wilson didn't quite run the 4.29 that people had promised leading up to that, but he still ran very fast. I believe he ran 4.39, which is still very fast. Mike Sanders still ran very fast, 4.4 for Mike Sanders still, 4.4 for Cornelius Johnson. So Michigan players did well. Chris Jenkins, first day, I believe he ran 4.7 or something to that effect, maybe 4.9. But either way, that's a big man running that fast. So got to keep that in perspective. Another top performer from the weekend, Blake Corum. Can't forget about Blake Corum. He ran 4.5, which was a little disappointing. I thought Blake would be more 4.4. But I said this on Twitter. Actually, I think Blake has gotten consistently slower since his freshman year. That said, he's gotten consistently better as a runner. His vision is next level. His cutbacks, his jump cuts, all of that next level. He has put on weight, to get stronger. So, I'm guessing that led to him being just a tad bit slower than he was as a freshman. He was very fast as a freshman. I know some of you remember that. Or as a, earlier on in his career, let's just say that. But I thought he performed fairly well. Josh Wallace didn't really participate in a lot, but the things that he did, he was impressive. Michigan basically had an impressive day or impressive days at the combine. Everyone, according to reports that got to speak with Michigan offensive linemen, said they were 2 years ahead in their knowledge. So Sharon Moore has done an excellent job in both the recruiting side and the development side, but that is another thing that Michigan has hung their hat on over the last 3 years, is development. They have really developed very well in that span, and even before that, if I'm being honest, in the Harbaugh era, they did a great job of development. But they lose, of course, Jim Harbaugh. They lose Ben Herbert, the strength and conditioning coach, as well as some other things. But I expect great things from the Wolverines this year. The offense, I think, in my estimation, may take a step back. There is no quarterback right now. We don't have a QB1. In fact, we did learn that Jaden Davis will redshirt. He is expected to redshirt his freshman year. That is, of course, according to Sam Webb of 24/7. Shout out to Sam Webb. Who has a pretty good relationship with Davis and his family. So he's expected to redshirt, which means there's a quarterback battle brewing between Jaden Denegal, of course, the names, Tuttle and Alex Orji. And of those three, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, who you would rather see as the quarterback. I will say this. I saw all three gentlemen last season, in garbage time. I thought Jaden Denegal had the best command of the offense. I thought he looked the most confident in the pocket. I thought he delivered the best balls. Pause. That said, obviously Alex Orji is the best athlete. He had a couple runs this season, a couple big ones. Even in the Rose Bowl game, I think he had a big run. I know he did against the other state. So there's that. And he has incredible arm strength. Tuttle is the model of consistency. So I think that Michigan has their work cut out for them. Of course, the spring portal hasn't opened. There could be a quarterback that they are interested there too. But we'll let you know. Keep it locked. Be sure to follow me everywhere at Maze Madman. I'm going to get out of here. My time is running out. We got another show right on the Week Zero channel right after this one. My guy Connor is going to do his Virginia Tech show, so be sure to stick around for that. I will be on Twitter probably trolling Ohio State fans, so catch me there. I'll also be checking out Connor's show. Follow the Week Zero podcast. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I expect to be at 1,000 by the day's end. Um, other than that, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.